Well, hello and welcome everybody to episode 53 of Late Arrivals. Little
Hello.
three man crew this week. Just me, Lou, and Chris. Connor is working,
No,
Hello.
Connor.
but we're almost there. A couple more weeks, and we
Who were
got
53 for the Ducks?
Shea
You wanna know?
Theodore, Max Comtois.
Oh, did
Yeah,
they?
Theodore Comtois. Yeah,
Oh,
Theodore.
cool.
We'll talk about Comtois in a little bit.
Shout out Shea, I guess.
Yeah, he's a Stanley Cup champion now.
The one that got away.
Yep. Broke our hearts.
What's
Well,
up with that Boston accent?
I don't know.
he didn't break them. Just Bob Murray did a stupid.
Bob Murray.
Fucking Bob.
Well, not much has happened since last week. We had a lot of news piled on top of each other after being off a whole month and a half. But some notable things, not noticeable. We had the rookie camp start today, which seemed to be kind of a familiar crew. A lot of the current draft picks from this year, and the heavy hitters from the last couple of years, your Olin Zellwegers, Gaucher, Minchikov, guys like that. If you went, hope you had a fun time. I much rather would have been there instead of at work today, but
It looked like fun.
Yeah.
It looked like everyone was having a blast. I'm not sure what the weather's like there, but I'm sure it was nice maybe getting into a cold rink again. I'm not
It's
sure.
been pleasant. It's
Yeah.
still a little warm, but it's not as humid as it was. So I could see being in an ice rink being nice and comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 93 here, and I was like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
They're perfect to go biking or running in.
Okay, I want to clear that up about the biking thing because I feel like Lou thinks I do it for fun. It's actually I was doing a workout. It wasn't like it's 110 out. I want to go for a bike ride. It's you got to do what you got to do. I had to get
You
my
could have
workout
meant
in.
that's your hobby.
Huh?
You could have meant that to your hobby. Just bike riding when it's hot.
Yeah, it was like 113. It's definitely a workout. It's definitely not something that comes to mind when it's really hot.
Sweating's good.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Some perspiration.
But with camp kicking off today, it kicks off a weekend of hockey that we'll actually be able to watch.
Thank God.
Starting tomorrow, the prospect tournament in Henderson starts. Ducks play Vegas tomorrow, Colorado on Sunday, and then finish up against LA on Monday. All the games are going to be streamed on Duckstream, which is pretty cool. And I believe they have Emerson Edom doing the commentary. So we'll get a little taste of
what's to come on the radio side.
What Edom sounds like, before the season starts. Funny enough, I was asked to fill in last night at the Violent Gentleman skate, and I couldn't because we were celebrating Heather's birthday.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Heather.
And
Happy birthday, Eve.
And Emerson was there, and I was like, "Damn, missed opportunity."
missed opportunity. Imagine the LAP opportunity that would have been.
Just bring out the
been
camera and everything.
Mid game, you got your mini mic.
Yeah.
Emerson.
I was actually going to bring it out to my beer league game last week, but I didn't realize I didn't have an SD card or a micro SD card anymore. So I found it in the mountain of boxes that's in our closet.
Mm-hmm.
Spent all that time looking through it, got everything prepped and ready to charge, and popped open the camera and there was no SD card. And I was like, fuck. It's like I really just did all of this for nothing.
Jesus. About these rookie tournaments, they're really cool, but one thing I don't understand is why don't they play everybody that's involved?
Probably just to get everybody back for main camp, and instead of having them play like 6 games, you have them just play a handful and not risk anybody getting hurt.
Yeah, true.
It is a little weird though, because it's advertised as all of these teams are going to be there, and you don't even see them play all of them. So I could see that being a letdown. It's
a little weird, but yeah, I get it.
But just another step towards actual camp. Do you guys want to talk about the Zegras Drysdale stuff, or do we want to save that till after? 'Cause we can talk about the change Mason McTavish had.
There's
Yeah.
really no development on that front, so
I
There
mean,
was a
there's
little bit.
There's a
we could press on.
there's a little tad, just a little
I guess
sprinkle.
they're here though in Orange County.
They are in the Orange County. Yeah.
So as of this moment, it sounds like, I mean, we saw the picture. There's a picture of both Jamie and Trevor skating with team out of San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah.
I don't remember the high school off the top of my head.
Jay Sarah?
Sarah?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right. So they're in California, which I would say is a good development, because when Zegras spoke I think about a month ago, he said he wasn't going to leave New York until the situation was a little more fluid, just so he could train. So while it doesn't mean that anything is imminent, I would say that it's a good sign that at least things are progressing to the point where they're like, hey, let's get you back out here. Let's get you ready. I would take that as positive news. Elliot Friedman did say that he's a little, I wouldn't say he's tapped in enough to say that he knows the situation has gone south or anything like that. But his big point on 32 Thoughts on Monday was, you almost wonder in situations like this, is it a matter of angering the two players, which it feels a little bit of a stretch, just given how young the two of them are.
Yeah.
But I can totally see the logic. Just because you would hope that this would have been a fluid process and just, bang, bang, done. But like a lot of other outlets and a lot of other people have said, like, they are still younger players. It's not like they're a veteran guy that's looking for a new deal. I mean, obviously you want to see yourself with the same franchise and in a situation you like, but I don't know, that logic doesn't sit right with me, just because, I mean, let's be real, being as bad as we've been, it's been nice having the two of them.
100%.
Obviously Zegras being the highlight reel he is, and Jamie kind of coming into his own as much as he could under the constant shuffling that we saw with Akins. It's hard to say that there's any weight to carry of like, oh, you guys are upsetting me because it's taking long. Like, this is the first time, and first of probably many times in their career, that something like this is going to happen. So it's hard to say, oh, you're pissing off a 22-year-olds and
Yeah.
they're upset about the situation. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would be different if they were older.
Yeah. And I mean, it is crazy how long it is taking. I mean, you can't really blame one side more than the other. There's a very good chance it's both sides kind of delaying the process, but I do feel like with how Verbeek talked about kind of how he was going to go into the contract talks, how he kind of hinted, I don't know if he hinted or actually came out and said it, that he was like taking it one player at a time. Like, he wasn't going to talk to this player until he talked to this player.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I think that's kind of a weird process to do it, but because I mean, if someone takes a little bit longer, I mean, look at this whole Zegras thing. I mean, if that's the case and he hasn't even talked to Drysdale yet, which I doubt that's a thing.
Especially at this point, like so close to camp. I mean, you're probably kind of crunching as much as you can to try and get it in, before they miss time. But
yeah.
Yep.
Dalton is in the chat. Hello, Dalton. He says he's quack.
I will say that Jeff Merrick did also bring up a good point of kind of along the same lines of, you can't really say that they have too much commanding power outside of what they can tell their agents they want to do. But he also did bring up a valid thing, in regards to Terry, with the arbitration numbers and stuff. Everybody was like, this situation's out of control, and then just boom, there's 7 years, $7 million.
Yeah.
It's like, it's clear that we don't know everything that's going on with Pat, because his actions say one thing and then he just goes and does another. So,
Yep.
not saying, we're going to wake up next week and it's going to be doom and gloom all week and then boom, they're both going to have contracts. But
Yeah.
he's kind of trending towards that like really unpredictable territory of just like, yeah, it's probably just going to be random. It'll happen at like,
Mhm.
7:30 on a Monday or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it Friedman that said that it's like just a phone call can change it? Just one phone call could change everything. Did he say
Something
that?
like that.
I thought it sounds right. Honestly,
So I mean,
It sounds
honestly, it could
right.
happen. It could literally happen tomorrow. Who knows? But
doesn't say trying to remember stuff right now. That's just not happening. But I
Go
mean,
with it.
all in all, I think it isn't time to really panic just yet.
no.
Maybe a week or week and a half from now is close. The
Yeah.
closer we get to camp, obviously that kind of really puts things in perspective because if they don't have it that close, it very well could carry over into camp.
Mhm.
I
Have
don't
they
know.
announced when camp is?
They put a date out there, but again, off the top of my head,
Like the first game is next Sunday, right?
Is it next Sunday already?
Against LA. I think so.
My goodness.
let's see. We'll double check.
By the way,
Oh,
if you're an
no,
Orange
no.
Alliance, member, you could pick up your jackets at Honda Center on Sunday.
This Sunday?
They're doing like an open house thing.
Oh, right.
Are they doing the Mason McTavish thing too?
That's this weekend. I was gonna get into that next.
Okay.
Yep.
good segue.
As of NHL.com, it is still just the rookie camp. So they haven't officially put a date out yet.
Yeah, so the first preseason game is the 24th. So yeah, that's a Sunday, like Lou said, against the Kings. So if you're whenever you're listening to this episode, if you listen to it the day it comes out, it is the day of the rookie tournament. So if we get to the point where we're like the night before the first preseason game and they're still not signed,
yeah, that's a little concerning.
That might be a little alarming. But yeah, we got a week and 2 days for that to be a thing. So
alarming, but
yeah,
not
And
entirely the end of the world.
Yeah, and I feel like the Ducks and the NHL as a whole, they like to announce things on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Do they really?
So if I was going to put money on it, I would say Monday or Wednesday next week. Maybe we get Zegras on Monday, Drysdale on Wednesday. So maybe we pay attention to the 18th and 20th next week and see what happens.
And then
I hope I'm right. I hope they make me sound so smart right now. I feel like Charlie Day with the.
Do they only announce things on Mondays and Wednesdays?
It feels like it. And
I've never noticed.
No, it feels like it. Mondays and Wednesdays seem like a heavy news day. I feel.
Somebody should go investigate this theory.
All I'm getting from this is if Chris is wrong, you just direct that at Chris specifically, not all of us.
Yeah. So if they're not signed and it's like Thursday, then it's my problem now.
At CJK Chill. At him when he's wrong.
Well, the last little bit of Ducks news we have, they will be holding an open house on Sunday because Mason McTavish has a new number. He has officially switched to number 23.
It looks so good too.
Michael Jordan.
Think it was just a matter of the announcement happening because Leo Carlson wearing 37 all through the prospect showcase and camp now was kind of the indicator, but it won't be just McTavish because he will actually be in attendance, but it'll also be Alex Killorn and Radko Gudas. The website also says they'll be there to sign autographs. If you have a Mason McTavish 37 jersey, you can bring it in for a 37% discount at the team store, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I was wondering what they were gonna do with that. Like years ago when Nylander changed his number, he did that thing where he was like, okay, if you have a 29 jersey, I'll pay for your 88.
Yeah.
But it's
It
cool to see
is.
that they're giving people discounts just
Yeah.
because
That's
he's only
nice.
been in the league for 2 seasons. So
Yeah, and jerseys aren't cheap, man. Like, it's not like you can just someone can just throw down like it's not like it's $50 for a jersey or something. You actually have to think about your purchase.
yeah,
But yeah, so that like Jake said, that's Sunday, September 17th. So that should be fun. And if you go, get a picture with Radko. Maybe touch his beard or something. He's got a nice
L-
beard. He's got one of the nicer beards in the league, I would
Not
say.
gonna lie, he kind of looks like he smells like beef.
Well, go to the thing on Sunday and let us know.
Yeah. Let's
Get a picture of you like with your palm out, just like under his beard, like touching his beard, and then let us know if he smells like beef.
Just get a good whiff.
And you got to tell us like which kind of beef too, like a Slim Jim kind of beef, like a
Ground
burger,
beef,
a burger with
chicken.
hummus going on. What's he smell like?
hummus.
we
What?
don't need to bring that back up. Lou.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say that. I wanted a reason to say hummus on a burger, but yeah, Sunday 17th, go see the dudes.
Maybe get one of them to say stream lap,
Yeah,
for your
yeah,
pals.
make them. What you should actually do is you should buy some LAP merch, get it really quick. Hopefully you can get it in time. Like maybe pay a little extra for us, to get it shipped to you quicker, and have one of them sign our merch and then show us. That'd be really cool. You'd make my year.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there. I mean, no pressure or anything.
Teespring link in the link tree.
Mighty Flow Hockey asks, "Are we going?" I will be there to go get the jacket, but I'm probably not going to stay very long.
Lou's always coming and going. He just doesn't.
Yep.
He's like, I'm here for what I'm here
Get
for.
in,
and I'm
get in,
leaving.
get out.
It's
Be
because they're
near me.
What if Dalton
I don't
wants
want
to
to be
say
near
hi?
people.
What if Dalton wants to say hi?
The less people I see, the better. Well, hi.
Yeah.
I'm saying hi to him now.
there
Okay.
is breakfast
that
chicken
helps.
to be had. So
Breakfast chicken.
Oh, I had
yeah.
that the other day.
Oh, we know. Everyone knows who follows you.
So good.
I like there was a response on your tweet that was like, "What is wrong with you?" I
What
hate
is wrong?
I hate to laugh, but it just was
I
so
hate-
funny
yeah.
because it's just like, I'm thinking the same thing.
I ask that question at least once a week. Like, it's never zero. It's at least once a week. I kind of ask myself.
What is so wrong about breakfast fried chicken? Honestly, what's wrong with it?
That just makes my stomach hurt. I don't know.
It's just such a heavy meal.
Yeah. I'm not a big breakfast person though. Like I miss breakfast like almost all the time. Like I'm just lunch and dinner. I get my 2 meals.
Amen,
I-
brother. I just don't
mean,
like breakfast because it fucking sucks. But
I get my breakfast burritos, but sometimes those are for
Blech.
dinner. So, hey, we need to do some more burrito ratings, dude. I've been waiting for Lou to do one, and he's just not. He's refusing.
I'm not refusing.
He's on the picket line.
I'm not refusing. I just don't remember anything.
Say no to burrito. That's what his
I have
sign
like
says.
the memory of like a 85-year-old.
You,
I don't
you,
remember
and,
shit.
you and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I did this morning, to be honest with you.
It's kind of alarming. I'm not gonna lie. Like we giggle, but
I mean, a little bit.
it's kind of scary.
I mean, on the concern level, it's about a 3.
A 3 out of
4.
what, 5?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
man.
Before we move on, I guess I'll lump in, we do have an old friend alert. Max Comtois signs a PTO with the Golden Knights, so he gets to reutilize his roller stuff, which is cool. But
And
Lou's,
great friend of the show, Nick Ritchie, signed a PTO with the Blues.
so this brings up a conundrum though, Lou. You still cheer for good old Nick.
Yeah.
But he's on a team with Jordan Bennington now. So can you find it in your heart to not root for him?
I don't really have a problem with Jordan Bennington, honestly.
You might be the only one.
Like he doesn't bother me that much.
Lou just
Interesting.
I have
blowing
a
my mind here.
I
Out
have
of
a
all the
s-
players, I feel like he would be one of those ones that you would have opinions
Yeah.
about. But
I kind of have a
100%.
soft spot for assholes. You know,
Well,
he doesn't offend me like some other people.
do we think Comtois and or Richie make their teams?
I think Richie does.
Yeah, I think Richie has a better shot with the Blues than
Max
Comtois does with the Knights.
Comtois, it depends if that whole report thing comes out. You know,
I don't think he
that
was.
thing.
Yeah, the Hockey Canada thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that should have
I
been out
think.
already.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I just feel like they have. I mean, obviously losing like Riley Smith kind of shuffles guys up the ladder there.
Yeah,
where'd he
like,
go?
Penguins.
He went to the Penguins.
Oh.
I mean, Kessel's thinking about. Oh, shouldn't say Kessel's thinking about signing elsewhere, but they clearly didn't want to bring him back. So
I thought he did.
It's another spot. So I mean, I don't see why they would pass up on the 23, 24-year-old kid, but
Yeah,
Dude just
crazier
needs a
things have
change of
happened.
scenery.
Better coach, better situation. Like I could see Max thriving, and I mean, you
Yeah.
want that. Like it's not his fault that he was treated the way he was treated here. I mean, he did okay, but when you're deployed as the fourth line toughness instead of being put in
Yeah.
a spot to succeed, like, are you really gonna have a stellar? Are you gonna look stellar to everybody on the outside? Like, no, like
yeah. I
you're
feel
not
like he
being
was-
utilized properly. But
Yeah, I personally I feel like Comtois was used the way Derek Grant should have been. Like they used Comtois like they should have used Grant. It was very weird.
yeah, I mean, there's
Hopefully
not
he
really,
makes the team, and obviously you don't want to see him like light us up or anything, but players seem to like to do that when they leave Anaheim. But I hope he makes the team. Maybe he can score. How many goals did he have last year? Not many. What was it, like 6 or 7?
it was like
I'll
6 or
tell you,
7
man.
and a
Yeah.
handful of assists.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know. I feel like if he can make the team, I feel like he could really thrive in Vegas with that kind of style.
Maybe.
And then, a lot of Ducks fans would be like, oh, Zimi got rid of him and look at him light it up. Because, every team is exactly the same. Every team's the same.
hmm
That's just how it be.
Just how it
Yeah,
be.
it do be like that sometimes.
Oh, we're flying here, so I mean, we get our ad reads going.
Okay.
Maybe
You want me to read 'em?
come back with some Puck Doku, or do you
Want
want
me
to
to
do
read one this
do
week?
the
You can.
notes and then Puck Doku?
We
What
can
are we
do the
feeling?
notes. We can do the notes quick and then Puck Doku.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
yeah, go ahead, Lou. Which one you want to read, Lewis?
I'll read 714.
You want to do that one first?
No,
Okay.
I want to follow the rule, the notes, the way
Okay.
they're laid out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Makes me feel better that way.
All right. If you'd like to continue to support us here at LAP, our network Inside the Rink has an affiliate link for you to sign up for ESPN Plus. Visit insidetherink.com/ESPN and sign up today. Signing up with the link helps not only us, but also the network hosting us. With hockey season coming along very soon, well, NHL season coming soon, you're going to want ESPN Plus because they carry like 1,100 games per season. You get people that complain that they can't watch the Hulu exclusive games. Well, if you have ESPN Plus, you can. So
Sure can.
yeah. So do that. And they also have college hockey. I don't know if we have a lot of college hockey listeners, but college hockey should be starting up pretty soon.
Chris is like the only college hockey fan I know.
Me? Really? Just me?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just you.
Just me. Population me. Me and Bucci. But Buccigross. John Buccigross.
I thought you said Lucci. I was like,
No.
who's that?
No. But yeah, ESPN Plus, InsideTheRink.com/ESPN. Sign up and enjoy all the sports that are on there. It'll make your head spin. There are a ton. A lot of sports you probably didn't even know are on there. It's a great little thing.
The Ocho.
The Ocho.
And yeah, we're partnered with 714 Tickets to get you, our fans, deals on tickets for any event you plan on attending. You use code LAP, that's LAP at checkout for 10% off your order and 5% towards any future orders with 714.
Yeah.
The Rams game is this weekend, playing the 49ers.
49ers. Yeah, that's right. And
Um,
like we said, preseason hockey's right around the corner.
Yep. You could use it next Sunday against when the Ducks play the Kings.
Yep. And the Ducks just they just said that their tickets went on sale for the regular season, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, go to 714, grab them.
714.
No
Promo code
service
LAP.
fees. Yeah, no service fees. Promo code LAP. It's awesome. You go on Ticketmaster and you're like, oh, these tickets aren't that bad. They're like $21 or $20. And then you
Ticketmaster's
buy
doo-doo.
and then you go through to check out, say you're getting just one, and your $20 ticket is now $45 because of all the fees. Well, there are no fees at 714.
Yeah, they
So if
don't
you
rip you off like Big Ticket does.
Yeah, big ticket. Yeah, so if you go on 714 and you see a Ducks preseason game, be like, oh, $15. Well, you're going to pay $15. And you're also going to save 10% if you use code LAP. So go do that. And our last one here, our good friends at Shift Hockey. LAP10 at checkout will get you 10% off your order at shifthockey.com. It is good on everything from apparel to sticks and gloves.
They'll get you some cream.
It can't be stacked with other existing discounts, though. It has to be our discount by itself, LAP10. But yeah, go grab some stuff. They have some really nice. They have really nice apparel. We say this every week, and I'm not just saying it because we teamed up with them. I literally reached out to them to team up with them because I liked their stuff, and the fact that their sticks and all that are cheaper than most other hockey, CCM and Bauer and all that stuff. They're just cheaper and
good on them for not ripping off the little person.
Right. You got to stick up
good
for all
them.
the short kings out there.
Well,
yeah,
I wasn't referring to them, but yeah, shout out the Short Kings.
Okay, fine. Screw the Short Kings. Jesus.
No, I said shout out the Short Kings.
Okay, well,
I just wasn't really talking about them.
Screw the Short Kings. We'll just say that, especially Pete Blackburn. No, I'm just kidding.
Why don't we like short people here?
I don't know. Just
come on.
I don't know. But yeah, LAP10, LAP10 at checkout, shifthockey.com. Yeah, I want to see some people that we know skating with the Shift hockey sticker, some nice Shift gloves. They are really, really nice. Go check out their website.
I want to see people wearing their cream sweatshirt.
Yeah, Lou wants you to get all the cream stuff and let him know about it.
I want you to cream.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
This is going to be a weekly occurrence.
Thanks to Shift.
To your comment about Ticketmaster, I had to buy. Well, I didn't have to buy, but we felt it was necessary to buy a parking pass for the forum on Tuesday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Guess how much I spent for a fucking parking pass?
Well, SoFi is 100, so let's go with 100
for general admission, which I mean wasn't too bad. It was $45 for the ticket.
Oh.
But at checkout, it was 51.
51.
So I had to pay another $6 because of fucking service fees. I was very upset.
Beautiful.
Oh, and I have to rant real fast because
okay.
So the show was incredible. I mean, I'm never gonna say a bad word about Ghost ever because they're my favorite band.
Shout out Ghost.
But
only heard one song, but shout out them.
The forum's whole ticket thing that night just was a fucking fiasco and a half because they filmed both shows. They filmed both LA days. Because they
They're
think
moving
that
like a DVD or what?
they're doing like a DVD or a music video, whatever it is. And they made the two LA shows special. So they made them phoneless experiences. So when you got into the arena, like when you were outside the arena, they scanned your tickets and then they gave you a little black pouch, probably about like that big,
Mhm.
about the size of a normal iPhone. And it locks with the magnet, like a security, like, a security tag for, like clothes at like a department store.
Yeah.
And it's completely phoneless. So the only way you could possibly open the bag is if you tore through the fabric or if you somehow had a magnet on you and you opened it. But we walk up and because it's a phoneless show, after they scan your thing, you have to put it in the bag. But they all gave us little tickets of like where you're sitting.
Mhm.
So that when you got inside, instead of showing them your phone, you could show them the ticket. They would guide you where you needed to be. But for 2 days, I got at least 8 emails from Ticketmaster and the forum both that were like, hey, for convenience sake, add your tickets to the wallet on your phone. They just, you'll scan it at the door. You'll be fine. They're like every other
Yeah.
ticket ever.
Yeah.
Like, I do that for all the Ducks games we go to. And I walk up to the guy, and this was after they had Carly go back to the car because they're like, oh, you can't wear those metal spikes in here. You can't wear that jewelry. And it's like half the people here are dressed up in like giant fucking costumes. Like she can't wear this belt. So we wait till she came back and we get in line. The guy's like, oh, I need to see your Ticketmaster app. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I was like, okay, I can pull it up. He's like, yeah, I need the barcode. I can't scan the one in the wallet. It's like, then why the fuck was I getting emails about it for 2 days? And the guy's
What
like,
the
bro, I
hell?
don't live the rules. And I'm like, I know you don't, dude. But like, I was like, why the fuck would they be telling us to do this?
Yeah.
Just for you to have the app? Because the whole point of adding it to the wallet so you don't have to open the app.
Literally. Yeah. Jesus.
So I got in. It's just like, what the fuck? My phone, I'm getting emails at 4 a.m. of, hey, don't forget to add your tickets to your wallet. It's like, Jesus
714
Christ.
tickets doesn't do that to you, folks. Promo code LAP.
And I'm not just saying that because we partner with 714. I
Yeah.
legitimately was upset and just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? This was such a waste of time.
Yeah. But we do love 714. They're great.
Yeah.
All the people there too, everyone we've talked to, they're just awesome people. They're very friendly and we love them.
That's
Okay.
great. people.
Long-winded ad read done.
Wait, so
Half the episode is just an
why
ad
couldn't
read.
you have your phone? Because they just didn't want
They
you to
didn't.
record it?
Yeah, they didn't want people recording it. It was funny around 7:30, like when they were getting ready to go on, they had an announcement played throughout the arena that was pretty much shaming people of like, if you bring your phone out, you're gonna ruin this for everybody and everyone's gonna think you're a loser kind of stuff. It was great. But
Wow.
part of it was also because they debuted a new song with people dancing on the stage. And then they also did like I wouldn't say an acoustic, but like a different version of a cover that they've done in the past with like people in costumes. And it was like a lady that was singing opera and
Oh.
a woman playing a cello and another one playing a piano. It was this whole extravagant thing. So could see them wanting it to be special just for everyone there.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
But everyone was panicking, like, well, what happens if there's emergency? It's like, well, just
You
run
die.
outside and hope that you can unlock your phone. Like,
How
Yeah.
is the forum as a building? I've never been there.
it's great for concerts when you're
Is
not
it?
having to pay $50 to park, but
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
the
SoFi's 100.
seating's a little small, but I'm also a big guy, so I naturally take up the entire seat.
Mm.
I did. I guess while we're on the subject, I did have a moment of karma that came back and bit me in the ass.
Oh boy.
So we're waiting. You know, I can tell this because there's not a ton of news. And it is funny. So this guy like shows up with his friends and they're sitting at the end of the row, and the ladies that wound up being the last people in the row didn't show up until like 10 minutes before they went on. And so he's sitting there the whole time, but he walks up, and mind you, it was probably like 80, 82 on Tuesday, in downtown LA. And this guy is wearing jeans, which, again, a lot of people wearing pants, like that doesn't matter. But he was wearing like a cabbie hat and this like thick leather coat. And I was just like, this guy's very out of place for a metal show. And so I leaned over to Heather and I was like, hey, where do you think he parked his cab outside? And she like just kind of just brushed off what I said. She's like, come on, stop being stupid.
Yeah.
And he like moved again. I was just like, does he know that he's in LA and not like Boston or New York? Like it still feels like summer outside here.
Yeah.
So the ladies show up and he's like, oh, okay, I'll move. And I'm like, oh, that guy's going back to his seat. Had a seat in between me and the guy 2 seats away. I'm like, perfect. I got arm room. So if I stand, I can kind of stand over a little bit. So I'm like not standing on top of Heather the whole show. And he walked to the other side of the row and he was the seat in between us.
Oh, wow.
And he was also a big gentleman. And he sat down and I just sat there just with like this look of defeat on my face. And Heather was like, that's what you get, bitch. I was just like, fuck. It's like, you're right.
I could totally hear that. In
I
her
could
voice,
hear
too.
her say that
Yeah.
verbatim.
But I
Oh,
think he
that's
got
great.
spooked by the show because like they played one of the songs and he was like, what the fuck?
got
And then
spooked.
he just went to the bathroom and never came back.
Oh,
So I got
God.
my arm room back, but it was
Oh,
just
that's
like,
good. He got lost in the bathroom.
like, I don't think he understood what this show was.
Well,
Why-
shout out to that New Yorker or Boston guy.
Why are there
The New
skeletons on the
Yorker.
stage?
What kind of dance is this? A devil dance.
Man, that's what was going on, but
The way you said that got me. The devil band. Boy.
Well, we had a captaincy filled this week. Quinn Hughes, the most depressed man in the NHL, becomes the captain of the Vancouver Canucks.
Good for Quinn, man. I like him.
I felt it was very out of left field, but hey,
Yeah.
congrats
bit.
to Quinn.
Yeah.
I
like
mean,
him.
Elias Pettersson was right there, but
Yeah,
maybe they
but
just wanted Quinn to smile.
with his status of not knowing if he'll sign kind of up in the air, I could see not
Yeah,
wanting to give him.
that's probably true.
But
Good for
hey,
Quinn.
happy for the kid, even though I don't really care for the Canucks.
Yeah. I don't feel anything really towards the Canucks, but
They're like the only Canadian team I don't really get annoyed at, you know?
them in like Ottawa. I like
Yeah,
the
them
Senators.
them in Ottawa, they're just there.
They're just
You know,
there. Yeah.
they're just
mean-
they're taking up space.
When Tim Stutzel's not butt ending Simone Benoit in the face.
Is it
Yeah.
Stutzel or Stutzle? I still don't know. And he's been in the league for like 4 years now.
I say Stutzel, but I think it's
Yeah, I say
Stutzle.
Stutzel too, but I think it's Stutzle.
You've said it too many times.
I don't
even
know
remember how
if-
I say it.
At Late Arrivals Pod and tell us if we're wrong or right.
Speaking of the Senators,
And
though,
Boo
they
Connor while
should-
you're at it.
They should Boo Connor?
Yeah.
Oh. Speaking of the Senators, they should be announcing their not announcing, but the sale of the Senators should be official, I think, next week or something.
Who'd
Yeah,
they sell it
forgot-
to?
I forgot the dude's name. but it wasn't
Whoever-
anyone that I thought it was going to be at first because it was like
Oh, isn't Snoop Dogg a part of that ownership?
not that one. No.
He was in the running for it.
Yeah, him and then the other group was
The Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
The Deadpool guy,
the Deadpool guy.
right? He was in that movie, those movies, right?
Oh yeah. He is the Deadpool.
The Deadpool man.
The Avs seemingly got the steal of the summer. Tomas Tatar
Ta.
literally remained unsigned until this week.
I'm really
which-
surprised he was unsigned this long.
Their
Just
roster's
means-
so weird. It's like you know when you're like rebuilding a franchise in like NHL, like the game,
Yeah.
and you're like on like year 4, and you just have like a bunch of veterans.
Yeah.
That's what their team is.
But he'll have like 25 goals and
Oh yeah, definitely.
be like on the third line, and
Yeah.
it's unfair. They get all of like the good free agents and stuff.
Good for him
Good-
though. I mean,
good for Tomas though.
yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad he's in the West, but then it's gonna suck when he plays us. But at least
we
he's
only
not
play
in
him
the
3 times though.
yeah. At least he's not in the Pacific. With him being in the Central Division and everything, and
He can't hurt us too bad.
he can't hurt us.
He can't hurt us.
But yeah, it'll be fun to watch him with the Abs and at a decent time of the night instead of on the East Coast, and he's starting at like 4 p.m. here. So that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. Good for
Uh,
Tomas.
We are set at the end of the month. The Global Series will officially kick off the NHL season like it always does. Kings and Yotes in Australia. It's cool that they're going to a different country.
Frankie, mate.
I'm so pumped they're going to Australia. That's so cool.
What part of Australia?
They are
That's
playing in
a good question.
Is it Melbourne?
Melbourne?
I think they're playing in Melbourne.
You know,
So
I
cool.
recently found out that it's Melbourne. I've always said it Melbourne,
Melbourne, that's how most like we Americans get made fun of for saying it like that. Most
but it's
Americans say
actually
it.
Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, dude. Like NHL Australia, like the NHL launched their own like Australia account on Instagram. So go
Shout out to
follow
our
them.
friends from Australia.
Dude, yeah, we actually have a decent amount of people, like a nice amount of people that listen from Australia. So if you're listening right now, or whenever you listen to this, shout out to you. We love Australia.
There are dingo babies.
And there goes
Frankie?
all of the
And, yep.
goodwill we had.
and they just unsubscribed everywhere. No.
Shout out Outback Steakhouse.
Oh god.
No, I'm just pissing them off.
But yeah, usually like when I check our stuff, like our downloads and stuff, Australia is consistently since we started in like the top 4. It's always like obviously the US and then Canada, and then it's usually the UK and then
Yeah.
Australia. Like they're always right there in the top 4.
The land
So-
down under loves us.
Yeah. I'm glad that hockey's been there for a long time because they've had their own, the Australian Ice Hockey League, the AIHL, for a long time. But it's cool to see the NHL kind of growing a little bit more there, and hopefully these preseason games help. I heard that both games on the 23rd and 24th between the Coyotes and Kings are both sold out, so that's always fun. I don't
it's
know
only
if the
preseason?
Kings-
I thought it was a actual.
No, they're just preseason. But I know the Coyotes announced who's going to, like, the players that are going to Australia because they need to have, like, they signed all these like guys to PTOs yesterday because they have to have a team that can play in Australia and then another team that can stay here in the States because they literally have to go play another preseason game in like Kansas.
Why are they playing in Kansas?
They're playing all of their home preseason games can't be played at Mullet. So they
At
have to
all?
play no. So they have to play. That's why they're playing the Ducks in Tucson for one of the games, and then another one is in Palm Springs. They're playing someone else in like Kansas City.
They can't play at a Gila Arena or whatever it's called.
No, they're officially out of there. And now like the casino, there's like a casino across the street that bought it, and like they wanted to renovate it for professional bull
Like an
riding.
actual casino, like
Yeah, it's
like with
desert.
like slots and stuff.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't
desert
know. I didn't know
desert
Arizona
diamond desert
had
diamond arena
gambling
now.
there.
Yeah. But anyway,
How long has Arizona
Australia.
had gambling for?
huh?
In
I said, how long has Arizona had gambling for?
Oh, for a while.
Hmm.
Yeah.
say
Look at Lou. Lou
insert
learning something.
insert playing in Kansas for new arena scouting joke here.
I didn't even know Kansas
Christ.
had arenas to play in.
But yeah,
Hey,
again,
ice rinks have been put in weirder places, Lou.
yeah. Again, shout out
Why
to
wouldn't they play
Australia.
in Salt Lake City? Or is that's the Kings thing, huh?
That's the Kings thing now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Frozen, what is it? Fury or something?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still call it that. But yeah, shout out one more time to Australia.
Shout out Kansas, I guess.
I don't know. Australia though, you're cool.
Shout out Australia.
Don't listen to
Thanks for-
Lou.
Yeah, thanks for listening to our podcast this entire time.
Yeah.
We see you. We see you.
We see
And,
you, we hear you, and we love
want
you.
we should get a lap trip out to Australia, and we can travel around and go to all the AIHL arenas.
Have some shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
Okay.
I saw this TikTok of an Australian who came to America, and he went to Outback, and he was blown away by the bloomin' onion. He's like, I don't know what the hell this is, but it looks disgusting. That was
Hey,
great.
Outback isn't that bad.
I've only gone like a handful of times.
I mean, if you can tolerate having heartburn for like 3 days, yeah.
I'm just not a steak guy. I don't care. I don't care for steak.
Yeah. I haven't had a steak in a long time.
Yeah.
Milo is making his presence known.
The bloomin' chicken is where it's at.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, moving on before
Yeah, we'll
Lou-
move on.
Lou
before we
pisses off anybody else.
Go any further into Outback.
I love you, Australia.
Before we get into questions here, we had a doozy yesterday. I think it was yesterday. The
Wait,
guys
didn't it
from-
happen Monday?
maybe. Honestly, at this point,
Yeah, I don't know.
every day has been a different day. So we'll
Every day
just
has been a day.
generalize and say this week.
Yep, this week.
But the talk of the NHL was the Spit and Chicklets podcast coming out and accusing Mike Babcock of being a weirdo again. Apparently, the story goes that he has been calling guys into the office to kind of get to know them better as like a first meeting, as he's taking over as head coach for first of what could be 2 years if the situation isn't escalated further, but we'll get to that in a sec. But the basis of the story and the allegations are that he has called guys in the office, starting with Boone Jenner, his captain, and has asked to see the contents of their photo library on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And originally all that came out was that he was making guys show pictures on his phone, and that was about as far as the Chicklets clip went. The Blue Jackets and Babcock and Jenner, all three people involved on their side of things, kind of expanded a little bit and said that, it's just kind of a way for Babcock to get to know the guys better, see, what their life is like, their family, what they're into. And it's kind of escalated further than that because the PA has stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
And Elliot Friedman actually provided an update with that tonight. The reason why it's gone to the PA is a lot of the younger players on the Blue Jackets apparently aren't very comfortable with it.
Yeah, they said it was a very uncomfortable situation. So
Yeah.
as of right now, Thursday night, nothing has been done. There's going to be a meeting in the New York offices with the PA tomorrow about it. And judging from Friedman's article, I believe the word he said was the meetings were intense, which to me doesn't bode well for it being as nonchalant and
Yeah.
and good-willed as
That Blue Jacket
people are-
statement.
yeah, as people on the Blue Jacket side of things are making it sound. Johnny Gaudreau came out and said, "Oh yeah, I wasn't uncomfortable with it. I would have said if I was."
Yeah.
I mean, just because they were okay with it doesn't mean everybody else was.
Yeah. One of my favorite hockey podcasts to listen to is, for the last couple of years has been the Steve Dangle podcast, because their insight on a lot of stuff, especially during the pandemic, and we had a lot of the stuff surrounding that, they were a good source of information, especially when the Kyle Beach stuff was going on. They gave Rick Westhead a platform to kind of get all of his stuff out there for people to understand better. And they've always been a good source of trying to have, discussions about tough subjects like that, which I don't think happen a lot
Yeah.
in the NHL realm with podcasts, because you want to keep everything upbeat and positive about what's going on. We tend to shy away from stuff like that just because I'm not saying we're not well spoken, but we are just a couple of guys doing this in our free time. We don't have skin in the game to really know what goes on, and neither do a lot of these podcasts as well. But they're in a different situation where, especially with Dangle's influence, he can get guys like that. They have Chris Johnson on, they have Julian McKenzie, some of these bigger name people.
Yeah, they've built a very nice media empire over there at SDPN. So,
but kind of the basis of the conversation they were having kind of revolved around the fact that it goes back further than him just doing this with the Blue Jackets. It sounds like it happened with the Leafs. It sounds like it happened with Detroit. It could have been happening when he was the coach of the Ducks. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's almost 20 years ago now. So it's really hard to say that we're in a similar era where it would have been readily available to be like, hey, show me pictures of your family, or tell me what kind of person you are, tell me about this or that. So maybe kind of putting it in that era of social media, his time with the Leafs, time with the Blue Jackets, is a little more kind of where the focus should be. But they talked a lot about how he wasn't the whole reason he got canned from the Leafs wasn't because he was going after superstars. He wasn't going after the veterans that were on the team, the guys that had been there. It was some of the younger players. You had the stuff he was doing with Mitch Marner and having to throw guys under the bus and say, who do you think works the hardest and who do you think slacks off? Shit like that. To a 19, 18-year-old rookie that's just barely coming in the league. Like, it wasn't ever targeted at somebody that, I wouldn't say a guy that has term, but a guy that has weight. You're going to your captain who's there for another 6 or 7 years. You're talking to Johnny Gaudreau who's there another 7 years.
Yeah.
But who's to say the young guys like, Fantilli coming up?
Fantilli, yeah.
The younger Russian kids they have, like
David Yurcek? No, he's on the.
Yeah, he's with them.
Oh yeah.
But it's not targeted at those guys that have been there and done that before. And the thing, I know Barstool is very controversial and not well liked in many facets, and understandable. If they're not your cup of tea, that's your right to your right of opinion.
But they have a lot of hockey players that come on Chicklets.
Yeah.
And they probably tell them stuff.
They have a lot of sway, and with what Friedman has said, about the conversations being very, very tense, it shows that there isn't, you can't write off what was said just because it was biz.
Yeah.
And just because it's the Chiclet guys.
Mhm.
For everyone that was yesterday doing victory laps of like, oh, these guys are getting it wrong, and see the Blue Jackets shut it down. Like, there's a reason the PA stepping in is because you want to squash situations like that, because you don't want people accused of stuff wrongfully.
Yeah.
But there might be something there. And it's such a weird situation, because it's just like in such a world now where everything gets out. Not everything's a secret.
Mhm.
You'd think that, especially after getting fired the last time for doing just weird shit like this, you would kind of take a step back and be like, hey, maybe I just shouldn't do this stuff anymore. But
yeah.
I think it's a bigger overarching issue of, we talk about this all the time, is the same five guys always get multiple opportunities. It's never
Mhm.
anyone new.
Yeah.
You rarely see new hires. Like, we were surprised about Cronin and McIlvain. Blue Jackets fans had Brad Larson last year.
Yeah.
It's never, but for every Cronin and Larson that get brought in, the Bill Peters and Mike Babcocks of the world get recycled.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things, one of the points that stood out to me most about it was, Steve on the Steve Dangle podcast said, if it was a guy like Bruce Boudreau, are we having this conversation? Is it
Yeah.
as big a deal with someone as lovable as Bruce Boudreau?
Yeah.
No, it's a bigger
That's true.
deal, because the guy who's at the forefront of it is a guy that's been fired for doing shit like this.
Yeah. And it just sucks. I mean, I won't say it sucks, because you shouldn't feel bad for Mike Babcock in this situation. Nobody should. But it's just crazy that this just shows that he did not learn anything.
Not a thing.
I mean, he's just right back to what he was doing. Like, he didn't learn a single thing. And that just shows, I mean, look how we all kind of made fun of when the Blue Jackets it was rumored that they were going to hire him. And
Yep.
remember how quiet it was? Like, I feel like did they even come out with a full thing that he was like hired? Like, I feel like it was like so late, because they knew what was coming with hiring him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they still did it. I don't know. I just don't understand it. But I mean, like, when all of this first came out, the Blue Jackets, they came out with their thing from Babcock and what he responded with, and
Boone
Gaudreau
Jenner
could-
said something too.
yeah, because like Jake was saying, it is kind of hard if you're someone who doesn't really care for the Spit and Chicklets guys and all that. It is hard to believe something from Biz sometimes, just because he's more of a reaction guy. He doesn't care if it's the right information a lot. He just wants to get something out there and get reactions.
And it's kind of par for the course, because that's kind of the brand.
Yeah.
It's to put little nuggets of like longer clips like that out there, so people see it and they're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
what's going on here? And then when you watch the longer video, it's like, okay, I can see where that part fits in now, and the rest of the conversation isn't as wild or exorbitant as the rest of it.
And
But
he
like
never-
you said, like
Yeah.
it's hard to have that trust in something he says, just because of prior experiences and just knowing
Yeah.
who it's coming from.
Yep. But then, of course, like you said, with the Players Association stepping in, it's definitely not just something that's, as simple as what the Blue Jackets put out, like Babcock saying, oh yeah, I just wanted to see pictures of their family and get to know their family. It was definitely something a little bit, it was different. It was definitely different, especially with the younger guys not feeling very comfortable. And did Biz ever say who it was? Like, did he come out and say it was
No, I
Johnny
don't think he
Gaudreau?
said any names.
No. I believe I could be wrong about this, but I believe the player that said it isn't a current player on the Blue Jackets.
Okay.
They may still be in the league, if not recently retired.
Okay.
In like, I'd say probably like a 3-4 year range, maybe.
All
But
right.
it's someone who still has communication and some some talk with people that know the Blue Jackets.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a former Blue Jacket, whether it's somebody that played with someone on a team that's now a Blue Jacket,
Yeah.
they at least kept that person anonymous, which I mean, they clearly wanted it out.
Yeah.
Because the whole text that sparked it is, hey, you have to talk about this on the pod. Like, bring
Yeah,
this up.
I saw the text. Yeah.
But
it's just wild.
It at least provides a layer of, I wouldn't say security for that person, but at least it's not dragging another person into this and causing a mess because,
Yeah.
you have Mike Commodore being as publicly, vengeful and hating Babcock as he is. If it was a person like him, does that take some heat off of it? Because it's like, oh, he has a vendetta against him because he doesn't like Babcock. So at least we kind of have that, to kind of keep the situation from just snowballing and spiraling further.
Yeah.
But it's just so weird. I feel like every season we have one of these like random controversies
every year. Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's something that just could be avoided. But the NHL always has this problem.
Yep.
And for as much as they say, oh, we want to be better and we want to do all of this, we want the NHL to be a place for everybody. Like, they really get in their way of doing that when you have guys like this still in the league.
Yep.
Because you can't push, oh, this game needs to change for the better. But, we're hiring Babcock for the 5th time.
Yeah.
He's still going to be in the league for, presumably another 2 years. Like,
it's going to be interesting tomorrow's see what happens. Like, I mean, what if it's like really intense and like, what do the Blue Jackets do? Like, what if Babcock gets like,
yeah, does he even coach a game?
Like, what if he has to get like suspended or something? Gonna have to have like an interim coach or something for a little bit. That'd be wacky.
Training camp starts next week.
Yeah, good on you, Babs. Look at you.
My answer would be, look at my Instagram if you want to look at my pictures. I'm not showing you my camera roll.
Google me. Google me.
Yeah, Google me.
What a weirdo.
But it wouldn't be the NHL with shit like this happening. For as much as we say, like, can we go a season with just being normal? It's just not. It's not in the NHL.
Nope.
It's not in their nature to be normal.
Yeah.
Well, we'll, in the sake of keeping this a short episode, we're pushing an hour here. We'll get into our questions just to keep it nice and light after our almost 2 hours last week.
Yeah, right. Jeez.
But we'll start with our Hockey 365 topic. He asks, in your opinion, what is the must-watch rivalry going into the 23-24 season?
Must-watch rivalry. Well, I almost said Flames Oilers right away, but
I'd say Oilers Kings.
Oilers King. Yeah, that's a
I
good
feel
one.
like this is going to be another one of those years where they're probably in the playoffs against each other in some capacity.
Is it really a rivalry? It's shaping up to be like Ducks Predators.
You think so?
Yeah, because the Oilers just kicked their ass in the playoffs every
season.
But
I mean, the big difference there is that they're in the same division.
And there's actual real animosity. I kind of feel like with how controversial last year was, and then all the stuff with Vander Kane, I feel like there's more of a story outside of it were Ducks Preds. It was just Forsberg.
Yeah, it's more of a rivalry, but it's still pretty one-sided.
That's a good one though, because I definitely was not even thinking Oilers Kings. That's a good one. Outside of that, like, I'm hoping with how the Sabres are kind of trending, they're finally trending in the right direction. I'm hoping the Sabres Leafs rivalry kind of gets a nice little push this year. Those games are always fun. I absolutely love watching those games. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Boston, Montreal is not really much of anything anymore.
I'll go Florida, Tampa.
Florida, Tampa. Okay.
That's the only one I could think of that remotely interesting.
I kind of like a lot of the Hurricanes. Like Hurricanes Capitals has been kind of spicy lately, and Hurricanes Canadians, just because of like the offer sheet stuff from a few years back. Like they
Yeah.
just like
Are they still mad about
Canadians fans hate them, man. Like they hate the Hurricanes. Like
I would
It's-
say Devils Canes is an underrated one too.
Yeah,
because
that? Well,
Devils
if you lived
Canes.
in Montreal, I'd be hating a lot of things too.
all the Eric Hollis stuff right now.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's brought both fan bases into it. And
Yeah,
Devils
that's a good one.
Twitter is a different breed. I'd say
That's
they're like trying
They
to
can
think of
scare
like
me
a
sometimes.
good comparison, because like not only are they funny, and we're not saying that just because we have friends that are Devils fans, like
Mhm.
not only are most of the memes and like the jokes, pretty spot on, it
Yeah.
also helps that the social media teams in on it too,
Mhm.
but like they're just fucking ruthless. Like
They
it's
really
bad.
are. It's kind of like because they're in the shadow of like the Rangers, and it's like they feel like they have to be louder
Yeah.
and like a little more. I don't know. That's another one. Devils Rangers. That one has always been really fun. Whenever that's on the schedule, if that's on one night, I have to tune in, even if it's not the whole game. I gotta get a little dose of that one because that one's always fun,
Did that
especially
go
when it's being
7?
played.
I can't remember.
Did it go 7?
Or did they go 6?
I think it went 7.
That went
I
7.
think
It went 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rangers Devils games, especially when they're in New Jersey, so it's awesome. Because MSG is like a cool arena and stuff, and it's historic and all that. But I feel like the games are kind of dull sometimes. But when they're in Jersey, dude, that place is crazy. When it's Rangers
MSG
Devils.
just looks packed. Like everyone just looks so bunched together.
Yeah,
It's kind of uncomfortable
It is an
looking.
old arena too, so I
it
mean,
is. Yeah,
Have you ever been to MSG or no?
no.
I've walked up to it once, but I haven't been inside.
I know the mouse has
Yeah.
a few times.
Mouse has been multiple times.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that mouse
Yeah.
gets around.
But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one from Hockey Daily 365. Shout out to him.
Shout out them. Go follow, like, subscribe,
He's always giving us the good topics every
give him
week.
a
So
hug.
give him a hug.
What's his name? Like, do we know his name?
I do, but I don't know if he wants it out.
Okay. We'll just call him Hockey.
Yeah.
Shout out Hockey.
Oh, our first question comes from Haley from What the Chell. She asks,
Shout out What the Chell.
Who is your favorite Ducks rookie so far? I'm still riding the Igor Sidorov train,
Yeah?
just because I don't know. I feel like if he hits, he's going to be a very fun player to watch.
I feel that too.
If I
Yeah.
have to choose a safe bet, I will definitely go easy and say a goalie and say Callie Klang, just because I like his pad setup.
I honestly think I'm going Clang. Love
But
me
I
a
also
goalie.
feel like down the line we're gonna be seeing a Dostal Klang tandem,
Oh my
and I would
God.
be a very happy boy.
That'd be so sick.
What was the question?
What was that?
What was the question?
Oh,
Who is your favorite Ducks rookie so far?
We'll go Nathan Gaucher.
ooh, that's a good one.
Man,
Who's
after
wearing number
man,
41. He took Anthony Solar's number. That's such an
Oh.
ugly number for a forward.
Ilya Labushkin took his 46.
Yeah.
He had to
Theft.
change.
Theft. Robbery.
But yeah, Dostal Clang would be so sick.
I don't
I
think that's
mean-
happening anytime soon, honestly, at this
Well,
point.
once it does, we need to get we
So
need to
it's
have
like
like a crazy supporter section behind where the Ducks defend twice and just go crazy. Have a
So-
goalie guild back there.
This is a 5-year plan here, Lou. We're not looking
Like on Big
immediate
Daddy?
results.
Yeah, Big Daddy. His 5-year plan is working at Hooters.
Is that the guy with the old balls? I love Big Daddy.
Well, in the same vein, I guess we'll do all the Ducks related ones first.
Yeah, get that stuff out of the way. Get the boring stuff out of the way.
Our next one comes from Erin from She Talks Hockey, and she says
Shout out.
top three
Shout out
Ducks
him.
prospects you think have the best chance to make the team. Go ahead, Lou.
Probably Nathan Gaucher, Olin Zellweger, and Pavel Minchukov. If I had to guess. Dark horse, Tyson Hines. Hines?
Hines.
Hines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we might see him this year.
Just trying to think of a different one to go a little off from Lou's 3, but Lou kind of nailed the 3 I was going to go for.
You could take Tyson Hines if you want.
I have a change. I'll be the lone different one here. Zellweger is an easy choice, so I'll say him as probably the best odds. I will also say Nathan Gaucher just because in terms of someone slotting in that 4C role, I really would want him over Sam Carrick. But the other one I'll say is Tristan Leno.
Ooh. Okay.
I feel like he was very good at the prospect camp. And he's had 2 very good prospect camps in a row. Not that that's much of a indicator of he's going to be making the team anytime soon, but
yeah,
I mean,
is he one of the guys that's eligible for San Diego now?
I'm not sure.
I think he might have one more year in the juniors.
I think they
Or
said
am I thinking about Noah Warren?
Warren, I think, is the one that's eligible because Leno did talk about potentially going back to play in the queue this year and being open to the idea of going back for another year. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah,
I'm going hard.
Yeah, I
I'm
could
going
see him,
hard.
maybe.
Going hard on Gaucher. Like I would put him above the other 2, Zellweger and Tukov.
Yeah.
I think.
Doesn't
At least
sound
for me.
like we're gonna see Olin and Pavel.
Yeah.
Up here much.
And defensemen, everyone knows that they kind of take a little bit longer. You got to season them a little bit longer.
Got to get some salt and pepper on them.
A little bit, just a little.
Maybe some garlic powder.
Yeah, maybe
some thyme.
depending on how you're feeling. Yeah.
Oregano.
Oregano.
Why do British people say it like that?
But yeah, I definitely want to say Nathan Gaucher. That's my number 1.
If you're from Great Britain, please add us and tell us why you pronounce oregano like that. Thank you.
we do have some really awesome UK followers. So
yeah.
Our next one comes from Dalton. He asked, who's leading the forwards and D in points for the Ducks at the rookie tournament this weekend?
I don't know who's playing.
Leo Carlson.
Gaucher, Zellweger are my 2. I feel like, not to say I feel like Leo's going to struggle, but I feel like he's either going to be really good or we're going to notice that the smaller ice is a little much to get used to in 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Gaucher and Zellweger.
Okay.
But it would be pretty sick to see Leo light up the world.
So he said a forward and defenseman?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go Leo just cuz. And defenseman, it's kind of hard not to say Zellweger. Yeah, I'll go Carlson, Zellweger.
I'll go. Who are the forwards that are going over there?
You got Leo Carlson. You got Judd Caulfield. Davis Codd.
That's an elite name. Davis
Right?
Codd.
Davis Codd. CODD. Nathan Gaucher. Connor Vidson. Is it Vidson?
Yeah, I'll go him and I'll go Tyson Hines.
Okay. You got Nesterenko in there too, and Sasha Pastrov.
Oh no, 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 no. I'll go Sasa Pastrov
Okay.
and Tyson Hines.
Lou is
Carrie.
riding the Tyson Hines fan club
Yeah.
train here.
Yep.
We get a nice look at Carrie Terrence.
Yeah, it was cool to see a good amount of the forwards we drafted this year are going to the tournament,
Mhm.
because those are some of those higher pick guys that weren't slated to go as high as they did. So it'll be interesting to see them in a game setting.
Sure will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our next one comes from Jack. He says, "What will be higher, the amount of points the Ducks finish with, or the amount of wins the Angels finish with this season?" Angels are currently on pace for 75. Just
75 points.
hurts my
Oh
heart.
yeah. Since we're talking about baseball, kind of, I went to Ducks night last week. It's
Mhm.
pretty cool. They Troy Terry and Mason McTavish shot the first pitch.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
Yeah. But the game actually sucked so bad.
Yeah, they lost, huh?
Yeah. And I waited like an hour in the team store just to get the Ducks Angels hat, and I got the City Connect shirt.
Oh, nice.
I waited like an hour line for that because you know how like the main entrance, the line like went out the doors from the team store and then wrapped around.
Yeah,
and
they
it
do
was-
this weird thing with their lines where they send
Yeah,
you
I've never done that
outside
before.
and
I
you
didn't
kind
know.
of
I
like
didn't know
kind of like
did that.
Disneyland it.
Oh, okay.
And then when you get back in the store, they have someone like standing there telling you to wait. And then when the line
Yeah,
to go to
it
the
was so
registers
asinine.
opens, then they're like, okay, now you can go.
What the hell?
It was so asinine.
Was it hot?
What?
Was it hot out?
Oh yeah, Swamp Ass was had. But it cooled down after a while. But
I
yes,
mean, just the Angels baseball experience, honestly, at this point.
yeah, if you had to describe it in a term, it would be Swamp Ass. But at least the Lugano Hoppy hit a home run.
Chris's screen has frozen. Well, while we wait for Chris to go back, do you think the Angels finish with more wins or the Ducks finish with more points?
How many wins are they projected for?
On pace for 75.
I think the Angels barely have more wins. I think the Ducks get in the 70 to 73 point range this year.
Yeah, I could see them making a jump. I'm gonna go Angels too, just because they like to get our hopes up right at the end of
Yeah.
the year and win.
There's just so many outcomes for the Ducks. They could be another bottom feeder. They could be top 10. They could fight for a playoff spot. Just don't know.
If everything goes right and the coaching clicks right away, I definitely can see wild card being like the long term, like
Yeah.
moonshot kind of goal. But
Yep.
I would say no playoffs and
Nah.
like being kind of one of those middle of the pack, miss the playoff teams is more likely. But realistically, on paper, you're getting more talent and some semblance of a decent defense this year, so it should mean more points.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we have to wait for Chris to come back until we answer more questions.
Well, I'll go on my. I had a Shake Shack for the first time yesterday at the
And-
Spectrum.
You said it was okay.
It was about a 7 out of 10. Really small, but it actually filled me up pretty good. A surprise. It's kind of overrated. Like people like really talk it up, but it was solid. The secret sauce is better than the In-N-Out spread. It wasn't as invasive as the spread could be sometimes at In-N-Out.
Yeah. Well, because you sometimes you get those people that like really lather it on.
Yeah, it just depends on the cook at In-N-Out.
My big thing with In-N-Out, like I'm not one to be like too picky. Like I change it up every now and again, but I tend to get it without lettuce or tomato or onion. Just I don't know. I don't like a wet burger.
Yeah, I agree.
In-N-Out burgers tend to get kind of soggy with all of that on there.
Agree.
Uh, but
I
I
had an
kind
In
of
and Out experience last Friday night after the Angels game. It's probably a top 3 In and Out experience. It was
or
everything
you
was just
inebriated.
perfect. I mean, that helped. The that helped it be a top 3 experience. But let's just say I was like making noises while I was eating it because it was that good.
Were you squeaking?
Uh, you could say that.
But yeah, like my whole thing is like if they put too much spread, I'm kind of out on it. But I also don't like when it's like all clumped up with like the relish on the inside.
Yeah. Sometimes they use too much relish.
But I get it. Like having to make sauce like that in house is probably a pain in the ass. Just having to do shit like that on the fly is probably just a ginormous pain in the ass. Man, I
Hey,
also
Chris.
what was that?
I said, "Where's Chris?"
He dropped, remember? His screen
Oh,
froze.
yeah. Well, since we're killing time, the Las Vegas Raiders, your Las Vegas Raiders, our Las Vegas Raiders are atop the AFC West division with the victory last weekend on my birthday. So they gave me a good birthday gift.
I'm
They
happy they
played
didn't
Buffalo. They played Buffalo this week.
say I'm happy they didn't ruin
Yeah,
your birthday.
they've played on my birthday for like 5 times now, at least I think, in my life, and they've lost every single time. But not this time. On my 31st birthday. Old guy.
Glad they gave you a
Yeah. They
a
give me a
happy
reason to
birthday.
smile. They like to give me reasons not to smile a lot. But they play Buffalo this weekend. Judging how Buffalo played on Monday, I think we got a good shot at being 2-0. But we'll see.
That was a rough game to watch, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Especially playing against Zach Wilson. Yeah. Anyways, you want to just call it since, or do we have any more questions?
We have a few, but we can do oh, Chris is back.
Oh, wouldn't it be a lap episode if we didn't have any shenanigans going on? You know?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Christopher, are you back?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, there he is.
My God. I don't know what's going on with Zoom.
You missed
But-
me talking about moaning.
Oh, trust me, I heard. I have you on my iPad.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're double watching us.
Yeah.
Well,
Just-
we killed some time, so
Yeah, we were
we'll,
talking about how the Raiders are going to beat Buffalo this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, probably not. They're probably going to beat the shit out of the Raiders. Honestly,
Need Josh Allen to
they're gonna be mad that they didn't win on Monday.
hopefully. Yeah, we need an angry Josh Allen out there. Not a stupid one. He was kind of dumb. He needs to be a little smarter, but we're good. We're all right.
Yeah.
Well, to not waste too much more time since we were riffing here, we'll save the other questions for next week just because they aren't
We
Too
could do one
press-
since Chris is back.
okay. Yeah, if you want to.
We
Do
could do
you
one
want
more.
to do faiths that is on the lines of fantasy football, or would you guys like to do the other?
Let's just do the squeak.
Okay, we could do
We'll
that.
do fantasy football when Connor's back, since that's up his alley.
All right.
Gotta make
Okay.
him feel like he's a part of the pod.
Our squeak of the week from our pal Ryan this week is gnomes, toast, power drills. They have one thing in common. No, I don't know what it is, but alas. What is a player you hated or liked for literally no good reason.
In hockey or any sport?
Anything, I guess.
He didn't specify, but we'll leave it open ended. Let's do one hockey and one other sport.
So one player we liked and didn't like for no reason.
You could
Mhm.
do an and or. He said or.
Player I liked for no reason.
I always liked Andrew McCutcheon for no reason.
Yeah.
I liked him enough to buy a jersey when I went to Oracle Park for my 21st birthday for the
Nice.
like 10
Giants
games.
legend.
For the 10 games, he was a Giant.
Yeah, he was a Giant for about 10 games.
Dislike? It's not, I wouldn't say it's not for a reason, but Ryan Hartman kind of bugs me more so from the perspective that it seems like he always scores on the Ducks and is just a
Yeah.
complete pain in the ass and rattles Gibson.
hmm
What doesn't rattle John Gibson though?
Let's not get too
Hey, now, wait, where are we headed?
let's not get too into that before you incur the wrath.
I think I thought of a good one. I would say Shillington. I think he plays for the Flames.
You like him or dislike him?
Dislike. For no
Yeah.
reason. I just feel like he's just always out there just being annoying.
So
But
annoying.
that I would say Shillington. I think he's still on the Flames. Pretty sure.
I feel like Nikita Zadorov's also in that boat for me.
Oh God, Zadorov, yeah.
It's just like you hear his name and it's just like, oh no.
Yeah. You just know, yeah, it's like, okay, whose career did he try to end tonight? Like it's just always something ridiculous.
Okay, Lou,
I'm-
give us your two.
I'm trying to think because I just don't like many people.
Yeah. Start
It's
with
hard.
the
It's
one
hard
you
to
don't
boil
like.
down to.
You can just do the dislike if you want.
No, that's what I'm saying. I dislike a lot of.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh,
give
that
us
is true.
just one off the top of your head. Any sport.
Um. I'm thinking.
Give us
I'm
like
I'm not
a
a fan
Chief
of.
or a Bronco or something.
I don't like Travis Kelsey.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
He just annoys me.
Yeah. I totally feel that. Like it's weird that you said that because I
System
started
ass tight end.
I started feeling that way like maybe a month ago.
His podcast he does with his brother sucks.
He sucks, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Jason is hilarious. Jason Kelsey. I love Jason Kelsey. He's funny. His wife's hilarious. They're all hilarious. But
Yeah,
Travis Kelce,
he's the better Kelsey.
yeah.
Travis is just a tryhard.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like he's a little dumb. Like I feel like I wouldn't be able to be around him for a long time because I feel like I'd just be
Yeah,
annoyed
his
at
IQ is
how
probably
like
potato.
yeah, like if you just like listen to some of his answers to different things, I'm just like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like why do you think like that? But yeah, I totally look at me agreeing with Lou. This is a great
Yeah, look
episode.
at us. Who would have
That's
thought?
great.
Not me. Hockey. We'll just go with Ovi because I don't know. I don't know
Oh
why
yeah,
I don't like him.
that's actually a good one.
I
Ovi
still
is a good one.
don't know why I don't like him. I just don't. He just pisses me off.
He's
Can't
gonna
explain
break
it.
the record, man. And you're gonna hear so much about him because he's
that's
gonna
gonna just make me pull my hair out.
yeah, he's gonna be the next great one.
Fucking
That
power play goal merchant.
the day that happens, I think it might break Lou.
It might. He might not even be on
I'll be
podcast that week.
instead of screaming Dinkelberg, I'll be screaming Ovi.
You're gonna have to go on the Aaron Rodgers like darkness retreat.
I looked into that like a few minutes ago, and he just like went to like some cave or some shit.
Yeah, for like what, a month?
Hey
I
man,
don't know.
sometimes you just gotta go ponder in a cave, I guess.
It didn't
Yep.
it didn't help strengthen his Achilles, but
That's well,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, that was me. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Jesus.
Not
I,
really,
I
but
liked the tweet. Someone quote tweeted the Players Tribune with his Instagram quote, and they're like, that line was from the scene in The Dark Knight right before Harvey Dent's face gets blown off. They're like, so I guess he chose the right quote.
that
we were
that
just
that meme you sent or
Uh,
Chris sent in the chat today, man.
Which one was it?
The Aaron Rodgers, Abraham Lincoln one.
that one was bad.
That one was really
I'm not gonna
bad.
repeat it because it's bad, but
That one was pretty bad.
it's bad, but
Yeah. It made me like I wasn't expecting to see that, and I kind of made a weird noise because I almost choked
He
while laughing at that one.
chortled a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I kind of feel
Hmm.
bad for Jets fans though.
My dad is one.
Your
Uh,
dad's a Jets fan.
Big Jets fan. Yeah. I was getting on him.
Why isn't he a Bills fan?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's a big Sabres fan. Not sure why he doesn't like the Bills all that much, but
That's like me because everybody on my dad's side are Niner fans. I'm literally the only Raider fan.
yeah, I was always the outsider in the family. Like I
On
always
my
liked
mom's side, there's
a
a
different
lot
team.
of Raider fans, but like my grandparents on my mom's side are Raider fans. But
Yeah, my whole family, they're all Bills, and then my dad's the only one that is Jets.
yeah,
Very weird. Hockey,
all right,
it's
we
all
wrapping this up?
Sabres. Yeah, all Sabres. Then there's me.
All
Yeah.
right, we're rambling.
All
You
right.
want to
Hit
take
'em
us
up.
out, Chris?
Yeah. So if you stuck around till now,
Thank you.
congratulations. Wish I could give you something because you're a real trooper for that.
You have our
Um,
respect and adulation.
Yep. And make sure you're following us at Late Arrivals Pod everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I've started a new thing with TikTok where Chanel is going to post her usual stuff that she's doing. She's doing a lot of fun stuff over there, so go follow us
And
on TikTok and
it's
like
getting a lot of attention. Shout out
yeah,
Chanel.
yeah.
Shout out
Go
Chanel, yeah.
go like the video if you haven't from any of them from Chanel, and maybe a comment or something, and just give it a little boost for us, and we appreciate it.
Give it an
I'm-
attaboy.
I'm also going to be posting some of our clips from our episodes that I usually post on Twitter. I post some of them on Instagram. I will also post some on TikTok as well. There are 2 on there right now. But yeah, just make sure you're following us everywhere. Follow Inside the Rink as well on Twitter, Instagram. They also have a TikTok. Make sure you're following and or subscribe to us here on Twitch if you're not already. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Late Arrivals Pod and the Inside the Rink YouTube channel as well. They're almost at 200 subscribers, I believe. Trying to bulk that up a bit. We really want to try to get, the Inside the Rink YouTube channel going a lot more. And I'll drop a little hint. There might be a new Inside the Rink show coming out that I'm going to be part of. I'm not sure how much of a role I'm going to have.
Wow,
but
we're
it's
just leaving us, huh?
Just I
Just leaving us high and dry.
it's going to be like a podcast that covers the entire NHL. There's no specific team, but I'm going to do it as much as I can, as long as I don't have to abandon any LAP stuff. So I told them that. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe in the next week or 2, something a little more will come out. But
Go
yeah,
buy the new shirt that we just released.
yeah, go on our look for us. We got our links everywhere. You can find our link tree, and we got everything. Go shop.
Yeah, we got a cornucopia of stuff.
Yeah, Late Arrivals Pod everywhere. No spaces or anything. Just do Late Arrivals Pod, and you can find us if
Promo
we're
code
on
LAP
that
for
platform.
714.
If we're on that platform, you will find us. But
Go get you some tickets for the Rams game this weekend. Gets the
Yeah.
49ers.
get all the tickets.
If the Niner fans didn't sell it out.
Okay. But yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you
Lap
next
10
week.
for Shift.
We'll see. We'll see you next
I'm
week.
just covering all our bases.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Maybe we're recording on a normal Tuesday night next week, maybe Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. Let this episode kind of simmer out there for a little bit before we jump back into it.
Let it cook on the stove a
Let,
little
let
bit.
it cook a little. But yeah,
Hopefully,
we'll see
we
you.
come back to sign contracts.
Yeah, remember I said
Hopefully.
Monday, Wednesday. Let's pay attention to those days. Remember this. I'm gonna feel so stupid. But yeah, that's it. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.